Hey sis, and welcome back to Goodbye Heartbreak, Hello Healing. Thank you for joining me for another episode. So I just want to say that your girl has been down and out sick for weeks. I have been struggling with my sinuses on another level, had a whole relapse, and I mean, it's been going on for weeks. So that's why you haven't heard from me in a while. But I am finally on the mend. I'm going to try really hard not to clear my throat or cough during this episode. But thank God we are seeing better days. So, and I'm so excited to be joining you on today. And I just wanted to let you know that next week, this podcast turns 4 years old. Yes, sis, we are going to be celebrating the podcast anniversary, or podversary, as I like to call it. And before we celebrate, I just wanted to pause and talk to you directly. And so this is just going to be one of my short Talk Tuesday episodes. And that's exactly what I intend to do. I just want to have a little conversation and talk to you on today. And one big thing I want to do is just thank you. I want to thank you for being here, sis. Thank you for showing up week after week, listening while maybe crying in your car, listening while you are struggling with going no contact, listening while, when you're tempted to text your ex, listening while you're trying to trust God again in this process where you're looking for Him and asking all the questions, yet you're still showing up. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing the episodes. Thank you for DMing me and emailing me and telling me how much these topics resonate with you. I really, really appreciate all of it. And you may think that you're just hitting play on a podcast, but sis, what I see is a woman choosing to heal. Okay, that is what I see when I see you showing up here. And so I want you to know that you're seen, you're noticed, and I really, really do appreciate you. And, in that, I just want to honor you in your healing, right? Healing is holy work, sis. And, I don't take it lightly that you've allowed me into your sacred space, okay? Like that is a place where things get raw and ugly sometimes, It takes courage to heal, It's a scary thing to do, to heal, to surrender. I don't know how many days you sit in your car, sit at your desk at work, or maybe sitting in darkness at home doing the ugly cry, right? Because it just hurts so bad. And I know this because I have been there, okay? And so, it takes courage not to go back to the situation that you left, because it's so tempting to go back to what you know, even when it's dysfunctional. And so, in the times of loneliness and choosing God when, your feelings say otherwise, it's like, why am I trusting God with this if it hurts so badly? I understand all of that. And, I want you to know that I understand that because I have been in that place. I have been where you are, sis. And so I want you to know that, I'm not showing up here as someone who has never been through it. I'm not showing up here as someone who can't relate with what you're going through. Like I said, I've been there. It's been a while since I've been single and going through it. But guess what? I've had to do healing in my marriage even. There are things that happen that hurt. And I've shared some things in the past in some of my past episodes. And I had more work to do. You would think after you find the person and get married that all of that would be behind you. But I'm so happy that, healing, that process way back when taught me how to heal moving forward. And so I want you to know that it's not for nothing, okay? It's really not. And, I just want to speak some things over you on today as I see you, as I relate to you with what you're going through. I just want to speak some things and to remind you of some things that maybe you never heard, or maybe you just haven't heard them in a while. Maybe you've heard them, but you are having a hard time believing them. Consider this confirmation if that is the case. So I want you to know, sis, that you are not too broken. Okay. You may feel like, you know what, this is too much. I'm never going to recover from this. That is not true. That's the enemy lying to you. Okay. This breakup did not ruin your future. Okay. God still has a hope and a future for you. Please read Jeremiah 29:11 and let that scripture encourage you. God has not forgotten you. All right. Just because you're walking through a tough time in a season right now, it does not mean that he's forgotten you. Jesus told his disciples, in this world, we will have trouble, but take heart because I have overcome the world. You have victory through Jesus Christ. And so he has not forgotten you. You are still worthy of healthy love, sis. And listen, I can do a whole episode on healthy love because it starts with loving God and allowing God to love you well. Okay. And then you need to learn to love yourself before we talk about loving somebody else and getting into another relationship. Learn to receive the healthy love of God first. And then healing is happening even when you don't feel it. It doesn't always feel good to go through the healing process. I always say, think about physical healing. When you break a bone or bruise yourself or whatever the case is, it may get uglier before it gets better. The pain may get worse before it gets better. But guess what? Healing is still taking place. All right. And so even though you may still be crying or thinking of your ex or missing him, it doesn't mean that healing isn't happening, because it is. And then most importantly, your story is not over, sis. Okay. This is a new beginning for you. This may not be what you wanted, and I don't want you to say, oh, this is how my life turned out, or this is how I ended up. You're not ending anywhere, and it didn't turn out anyway. Your story is still being written. You're still here, and God still has a plan for you, as I said earlier. So know that your story is not over and that there's so much more for you to live for. You just got to do it. You got to live, sis. You got to grieve the loss and move forward. You have to heal. And so I want to see you do that. I really do want that for you. And I just want you to remember these things that I spoke over you, because I know you're feeling discouraged in this season, but be encouraged that this is, again, not the end. Your story is still being written. There are better days ahead of you. Okay, sis? And so next week, we celebrate the 4 years of the podcast, okay? And I have some episodes coming up next week that you don't want to miss to help celebrate. And I'm also doing a special giveaway, all right? And so if this podcast has helped you in any way over the past 4 years, then the best gift you can give for the anniversary is a podcast review, all right? And with this podcast review, you will enter for a chance to win some pretty cool prizes that I have for you, okay? So here's some quick rules about it. So, excuse me, I told you. I was trying not to clear my throat. So here's the rules of the contest to win a prize. You leave the review on Apple Podcasts. It has to be on Apple Podcasts. Leave the review, screenshot it, and then post it in your IG stories and tag me. And if you're not on Instagram, then go ahead and just email it to me at contact@candiceabaddies.com, and I'll post it in my IG stories, okay? So either way, but the best way is to just post it in your IG stories and tag me, and that will enter you in for a chance to win, like I said, some really cool prizes that I have coming up. And actually, you can start today. We'll be doing this starting today through next week, and so I'll have some stuff like the digital copy of my 365-day book, my devotional, Goodbye Heartbreak, Hello Purpose. Also, my 100 Biblical Affirmations book will be up for grabs, okay? And even a free seat in my course, Grieving the Living. So there's some really amazing prizes. And if you're interested in any of them, it doesn't cost you a thing. Like I said, leave your review, take a screenshot, tag me put in your IG stories, tag me, or email it to me, and I'll dropping in my IG stories. All right. So I love you so much, and I hope that you receive the love that I've tried to convey to you today. I really do appreciate you. Again, if you've been with me for 4 years, sis, I appreciate you allowing me to take this journey with you as you heal and move on and move forward. But even if you've just been here for a week or a day, sis, I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you taking the moment to actually listen to what I have to say, because you don't have to do that, but you are taking your time to listen. And so I don't take that lightly. I don't take it lightly. And I really, like I said, I really do believe that this is something that God has called me to do. And I just pray that it blesses you greatly. I pray that the words that I speak will be a blessing to your life and help you in this season. So I love you so much, sis. And I hope to talk to you again real soon next week. All right. Bye, sis.